Hey guys, so before we get into today's video, I would quickly like to mention that I am in no way qualified to give you real lawyer advice. This is just my own experience. I am not a immigration attorney, lawyer. I am in no way connected to that. This is just my experience, what I went through, and for anyone that has any questions, for anyone that wants to know what it's like to be in a position that I am in. So let's get into the video. So my story is very it's a lot. So my mom brought me and my sister when we were very young. I was younger than my sister. Me and my sister are around 2 years apart, so she has more she has more memories of us coming to America. I do not, because I was very young. So whenever we did get here, like I said, we were young and we were lucky because when we went to school and we started a new school, it was very easy to learn English. I know that whenever I started high school, like later on, there were other people coming into our schools that did not know any English. Like they came here from Mexico, from Latin America, all of that. And myself, the school that I went to was very white, so I was already not feeling like I belonged there. So whenever we did have those students and they were looking around for Hispanic friends, I turned them down because I felt embarrassed of my own culture, and I wish I could go back to my 15-year-old self and tell her that no matter what, you should always embrace your culture. Whenever I was growing up, I really denied my culture. Whenever we went to the grocery store, I did not want to speak Spanish. When my mom would speak to me in Spanish, I will reply back in English. So it was a very ignorant thing for me to do, and a very childish thing to do, because it is my mom. I mean, I am lucky that she did know English, and she, I guess, didn't force me to. I do know Spanish. Like, I am bilingual. I'm so lucky that my other family, like my aunt and my uncle, would not allow that, or like will make fun of me because I was like whitewashed. Because after I did grow out of that phase, I told myself, this is kind of dumb. Why are you doing this? Like, you should embrace your own culture. What are you doing? So I didn't let go of that. I was still talking in Spanish. The only thing that I do struggle with is writing, because I never had to write anything in Spanish at all. So that's one thing that I do not know, is writing in Spanish. The only thing that I can do is just translate and talk to people in Spanish. But yeah, Daca came out in 2012, and when it did, me and my sister were very lucky because we qualified for the qualifications for it. You had to be in the States at a certain age, and you like had to be in school for a certain time to, I don't know if they changed it or not, but we qualified for that. So I was 16, 15 when I was able to get a job. I was able to, like, I had you have a social security number, you have all of that. But before any of that, they do go through your background check. They look at criminal records. They ask you if you've committed any crime, no matter how big or small they are. Like every 2 years, you have to go through this whole process again. You have to go to like, it's kind of like a DMV kind of building, where they take your handprints, they take your picture, and like it's a big and tedious process, and it's also pretty pricey if you can't really afford it. It's been a couple of years that I've had DACA, and thousands of dollars have gone into it, and it's not just me, it's my sister too. So it's like double the pay, and I understand and feel for the people that have to pay for more than just two, because you obviously have more kids with you and like all this process. But I know that immigration lawyers do they work with you, and there's payment plans, there's pro bono you can also go through, like, and I think there's also organizations that will help you. There's thousands of people with the same issue that you're dealing with. I understand that there are times when you feel like you're alone. I never felt welcomed here. Like, even though I've been here my whole life, I don't feel welcome anywhere because I have to stay here. And if I, like, for some reason I have to go back to my home country, I don't know nothing about it. So it's kind of a situation that just makes you feel kind of alone, because it's like you don't feel like you fit in anywhere. And it's an issue that I dealt with for a very long time. But luckily I have a very supportive husband that will literally move across the country with me. Since me and my husband are married, we are going to file for my green card. Now, I'm going to talk to you guys about the prices and what we're going through, and then also the prices for like DACA, from what my mom has to pay and for what we have to pay. So for DACA, we have to pay around $1,000, just because I know, well, $1,000 for like the paperwork and all of that. I don't know how much the lawyer did cost. My mom is paying, my mom has been paying it for this whole time. I just know that the whole process cost me $1,000. Depending if you go through a lawyer. I don't know if you have to go through a lawyer. It's just with my own experiences is that my mom pays one, because we don't want to mess up. We don't know what we're doing, and we would rather have someone that actually has experience with the whole thing and is educated with it. So yeah, it cost around that price. I don't know if it's in each state or not. I do live in Texas. I live in Dallas, Texas. But yeah, that's how much DACA cost for me. So, and it's the reason why it's not what you guys expect is because I'm only renewing it. I'm not applying for the whole process again, because it is more than that if you do apply for it. I don't know how much it is. I applied for it in 8 years ago, 7 years ago, so I don't know how much it is now. So that's why it only costs that much for me, because I'm just reapplying for it. So it's $1,000, and then right now, since me and my husband got married, we've been seeing in the news that they might be taking DACA away, which is really bad for us because it makes us vulnerable and it makes us a target for ICE. We filed for my green card. That is going to cost a lot of money. It's going to cost us around $7,000, $6,000. We went through a lawyer. I will link down below the lawyer that we're going through. I don't know if like what we're doing is what everyone goes through too. They do all the work, so all we have to do is just gather our information and like the things that they ask us, and then they're the ones that do the whole thing. So what we have to do is we have to send them 18 photos of ourselves, like wedding pictures, like pictures that we've had throughout the years. We have to send them our taxes that we do together. We have to show them proof that we're living together. Like, they ask you serious questions like, have you committed a crime? Have you gotten help from the government? You can't have help from the government if you're trying to if you want to get a green card, from what I understand, because that's what she told me, is you can't really get help from the government. After these whole paperworks that we have to send her, My husband has to petition, there's like a petition that has to go through, and once we get approved, we end up filing for the actual green card. So the petition takes around 9 to 12 months, and then after that the green card takes another 9 to 12 months. And the reason why it takes so long right now is because of COVID. So right now, since the embassy is closed, the people that did have appointments are obviously canceled. So whenever they do open up, which they don't know when, those people that already had appointments are first priority. We don't know how long it's going to take because of what's going on. It's a sticky situation that we're all in, and I'm very fortunate to be in the position that I am. I can't stress that enough. Like, I just want to thank my mom for even bringing me to this country, because without her, I wouldn't have met my husband. I know that there's a lot of people that are embarrassed to, or they're scared to come forward and tell their story, and I was too. I was pretty scared to tell my story, and I'm not afraid for anyone to know. It's like, yep, that's me. What are you gonna do about it? But that really concludes my video. I don't know if I've helped anyone. I hope I have. If you guys have any questions, just feel free to contact me. I will link down below the lawyers that I am going through. I know that they also work with Daca. So that's it for today's video. I know that today's video is a little bit more serious, but I will be back with another more laid back, more fun video. I do have a couple things that I do want to film. Do me a huge favor and like this video, and if you guys want, you guys don't have to subscribe. But yeah, that really concludes my video. I hope you guys like it, and if you guys have any more questions, let me know. So bye.